Rain lashed against the windshield, drumming a wild rhythm that matched the chaos inside his chest. At the far edge of town, a small diner glowed like a beacon against the storm. Inside, warm lights bounced off shiny counters, turning the ordinary into something dreamlike. He wasn't the kind of man who lingered in places like this. Solitude was his companion, silence his comfort. But soaked to the skin, his coat heavy with rain, he had no choice that night. The bell above the door chimed as he stepped in, shaking off the cold. He didn't know it yet, but one glance was about to alter the course of his life. The diner was nearly empty, just a couple of tired workers and a young woman behind the counter. She moved with ease, her smile gentle, almost out of place in the storm's shadow. Then her eyes met his and something inside him stirred, a feeling he hadn't known in years. This wasn't just attraction. It was the quiet warmth in her expression, the kindness that needed no words. He stumbled to the counter, knocking over a stack of menus in his hurry. She leaned forward, amusement dancing in her eyes. "Careful, sir. You might break something," she teased, her voice soft yet playful. The simplest words made his heart race in a way he couldn't explain. Suddenly, the storm outside faded. What mattered was the invisible thread pulling them closer. He introduced himself awkwardly. She was Emily, her smile genuine, her presence disarming. For the first time in months, he felt lighter. Life had worn him down. An estranged family, a job that smothered his dreams, an empty apartment filled only with echoes of loss. But with Emily, there was hope. A reminder that life could still surprise him. The weeks that followed transformed the diner into his safe haven. He came early just to share quiet conversations over steaming cups of coffee. Emily had a gift, turning small moments into something unforgettable. She laughed at his clumsy jokes, listened when he spoke, and revealed her own struggles with a strength that humbled him. Through her, he learned that opening his heart wasn't weakness, it was courage. But life, as it often does, threw its storm. One evening, a note on the counter shattered his routine. Emily was leaving town to care for her grandmother. Panic consumed him. He had never confessed his feelings, never allowed himself to hope. The thought of losing her was unbearable. That night, drenched once again by rain, he drove to her apartment. When she opened the door, weary from packing, words tumbled out. "I can't let you leave without knowing. You've changed me. Meeting you, even briefly, meant more than I can ever explain." Emily's eyes softened, surprise giving way to something deeper. He stepped closer, his voice trembling but steady. "I've been running from life, but you made me want to stay. To believe I'm worth risking my heart again." She reached out, her hand brushing his. "You're not as fragile as you think," she whispered. That night they talked until dawn, sharing wounds, dreams, and truths they had hidden from the world. By sunrise, their bond felt both fragile and unbreakable. Days later, he helped her prepare for the move. Their time together became precious, each glance a reminder that love often arrives when least expected. When the day came, he walked her to the edge of town. "Go," he said softly. "Take care of your grandmother, but don't forget us." Tears shimmered in her eyes as she leaned her forehead against his. "I won't, I could never forget." And yet, fate wasn't done with them. A week later, when he returned to the diner with quiet hope, there she was, Emily smiling from behind the counter. She had come back. Not because of desperate words, but because of trust, kindness, and something worth fighting for. From then on, their lives intertwined. They faced hardships, celebrated small joys, and found comfort in the simple moments, proof that love isn't about perfection, but presence. Sometimes, when her teasing smile met his across the counter, he still heard her first words, "I'm careful, sir. You might break something," and he would smile, knowing the only thing she broke was the wall he had built around his heart. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, share, and comment about the moment that moved you most. Let's spread kindness together, because even in the most ordinary places, extraordinary connections can begin. This is HQ Infinite Stories, where simple moments become unforgettable tales.